Hi everybody, I'm Brandon Gustafson. I own and operate two assisted living facilities, and I created this channel to help people like you learn the ins and outs of investing in assisted living. Welcome to Assisted Living Investing. Welcome back to Assisted Living Investing. Just quick recap on our last video. We talked about why you should promote from within with your staff and why it's important to do that. So go ahead and watch that video. I'll link it up here in a card for you to go and watch that video. Today we're going to get into 6 reasons why you need to have a business bank account, why it's important to have that business bank account. 6 reasons. So number 1 is business accounts they just look more professional. It looks better to have that bank account there. It makes you look a little bit more professional. It's easier to set up contracts with vendors. We have like a milk vendor for one of our facilities, and so it's just a little bit easier. It looks a little more professional when we're doing that. If you have a housekeeper or something like that, a maintenance company, they're able to invoice the company. They're not invoicing you. You can pay it out of your bank account. So checks come with the name of your facility on there. So it's just going to look a little bit more professional. It's also going to help your residents and their families feel a little bit more comfortable that you're running a legitimate business. Not that they don't think that you're a legitimate business. I mean, you're providing them with these services, but having that bank account so that they are paying it directly to the name of your facility and things like that, it just makes it feel a little bit more natural, a little bit more professional, which is great. That's what you're looking for. Number 2 is it keeps your finances separate. So having a separate bank account for your business is just going to keep them separate from your personal finances. If you have multiple businesses, it's going to keep it separate from that, which is just going to make it a whole lot easier when it comes to tax time. It's just a little bit more straightforward. It keeps things organized. It's really helpful when you have it there to keep your finances separate. And having a separate bank account is going to be the best way for you to do that. 3 is a business account can help protect your identity. So the account that you create is going to be in the business's name. It's going to use the business tax ID, the EIN, the business TIN are some of the other ones. TIN are some of the phrases you might hear as people are asking about business tax IDs. EIN, TIN, a TIN. Those types of things. But your business bank account is going to use that number rather than your personal social security number. And so it's going to be tied to a separate entity. It's not going to be tied to you. It just kind of gives you that extra layer of protection, protects your identity, helps protect you from personal fraud, those types of things. It doesn't mean that you couldn't have business fraud. Somebody could hack into your business bank account and things like that, but it keeps it separate from you. It helps protect your identity, which is extremely important. You want to make sure that you are kind of protected from that and shielded from it, because you don't want to have your business turn into something that somebody drains all of your personal funds or something like that. It's a good idea to keep it there for that personal identity protection. Number 4 is it's going to simplify your tax preparation. So all of your transactions are going to be in this separate bank account, so it's much easier to prepare your taxes. Separate accounts also make it a lot easier in the event that there's going to be an audit. So it just kind of keeps it clean. It's all in one account. It sits there. Somebody comes, the IRS wants to audit you. You just have bank records for that single account. It's just going to make it a lot easier and more streamlined there from a tax perspective as well, which is great. We all want to have simplified tax situations. We want to make sure that is running smoothly as much as we can. Number 5 is business accounts are necessary when you're in a partnership. So if you're doing this as a sole proprietor, if you're just going out and doing this by yourself, then you could conceivably set up your own account in your own name. But if you're partnering with somebody, you're working on a bigger deal, you're doing different types of just doing a partnership, you're setting up an LLC, you're working as an entity, and those types of things, it's going to be required that you have that business bank account. So entities are legally, they're looked at as being separate from their owners, and so it's necessary to have a bank account for them. And you also probably don't want to give your personal banking information to a business partner anyways. Um, I mean, even me working with my dad, I wouldn't necessarily want to give him my login and use my personal bank account, and he wouldn't want to do the same thing for me, despite us being, family and things like that. Just, you never know what's going to happen. You hope that people don't steal or do those types of things, but it happens, and so you just want to be aware of that. And so having this separate bank account that is set aside specifically for the business is also going to protect you from that type of fraud, or just funds going missing or something like that. It just makes it a lot easier to track and just be aware of everything that's going on there. And then number 6 is a business account is going to make it a lot easier for you to sell your business down the line. So a lot of you are probably getting into this thinking, oh, this is what I'm going to do. It's my long-term hold. I really want to be in assisted living 15, 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, when you're trying to pass it off to your children and they don't want it anymore. Having that separate bank account is going to make it a lot more simple for you to then sell the business. It makes it a lot easier to review bank statements if you need it. And there's also kind of the potential to transition the bank account over to a new owner. If you're doing like a full sale of the business, including all assets, including cash, that's going to kind of come with the bank account. I don't claim to know exactly what that process looks like and how it works, but I know that it's a possibility. And so having a separate bank account with those assets there is just going to make that a much more streamlined process. And so that's another reason why you want to do that. Next time, in our next video, we're going to be getting into how do I set up a business bank account. So we've been talking about the 6 reasons why you should have a business bank account. And next time, I'll put a card up here. We'll get into how do you set up that business bank account? What's that process like? What can you expect as you're going through it? How does it differ from setting up your personal account and those types of things? And then in closing, to learn more about investing in assisted living, make sure you visit me on assistedlivinginvesting.net. I have other content out there, free resources, working on setting up a way for us to do kind of some consulting calls and have some conversations with me and help you through the process, and follow me on my other social media platforms. I would love to see you over there. And just remember, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Keep making progress step by step by step. You're going to be able to do this. If you just keep making progress, you will be successful. Thanks for watching and have a great day.